In this video, we'll be setting up the folder structure for the feature definitions, feature symbologies, and element templates for the drainage areas. So once you finish completing your list for your feature definitions, you want to start building out your folder structure for those feature definitions. Now in the spreadsheet, I've also included a description column and a C-value. The description column is going to be helpful when you're building the feature definitions. You'll be able to paste the description from the spreadsheet into OpenRoads. And then the C-value column is going to be helpful when it comes time to build the prototypes for the catchments and the land uses. Moving over to the paths, so I'm going to go back to OpenRoads first, and there are a few folders that you're not going to be able to change. So the first folder is drainage area. And then the next level is going to be catchment, LID, pond, and surface polygon. And so from there you can't really change the folder structure, but then you can build onto the folder structure from there as I've done, where I've added a single area folder under catchment. So that's the really only change I've made to that folder structure, is adding in that single area. So it's going to have my single land use catchment feature definition available, and then under single area folder I'll have all of my different single area catchments. Then I'll have all the LIDs, the ponds, and then here are all those land uses or surface polygons. Next, you'll want to move over to your symbologies. So when we're thinking of a drainage area, we're going to have a center symbology and a surface symbology. So here I'm going to have a symbology for each feature definition that I want to either be on a different level or have a different symbology. So what you'll notice is I have reduced my list a little bit for the symbologies. So all of the woodland feature definitions are using just a single woodland symbology. Same for pasture and cultivated and so forth. And then as for the folder structure that I store these symbologies in, again, you're going to want to refer back to OpenRoads first before you start building out this structure. So I'll go down to my feature symbologies under linear and surface. And my first folder path is going to be linear, and then I can build out the folder structure however I wish after that point. Same with surface. So I'm going to try to be consistent with what I did with my stormwater segments, and I'm going to call this a stormwater area in both my surface and my linear. And then under that, I'll have catchments, land uses, LIDs, and ponds to match my feature definitions. And then I'll store the symbologies directly under those folders. So that folder structure is going to look like this. And then I'll continue to apply that similar folder pathing to my element templates. So you'll refer back to your element templates that you created. I already started this with conduit, so the first folder was stormwater. And then I'm going to create a folder called drainage area. And then I'll have catchments, land uses, LIDs, and ponds. And then in each one of those folders, I'll have a plan and a 3D folder for the plan element template and the 3D element template. So that folder structure is going to look like this, with the plan and 3D folders at the end. And lastly, for the element templates, chosen to match closely what I did with the symbology. So I'm going to have an element template for each type of feature definition. So I'm going to have one for woodland. It's going to use a color of 198. It's going to be applied to the 3 woodland feature definitions, and then doing something similar with pasture, cultivated, urban area, and so forth. And I'll be using the element template as a way to override the color of the level.